Hello everyone, and welcome back to This Month in Breath of the Wild. I hope you're all doing well. In spite of no updates regarding Breath of the Wild 2 during this month's Direct, February was still as active as ever for the community. When I first started this project, I thought maybe January would have been a little more active because of the holidays and everything, but as it turns out, no, January wasn't a fluke. We still have just as much activity going on now as we did then, so without any further ado, let's get into the news. On January 29th, Takage ran all dungeons damageless for GDQ Hotfix. This is the first time anyone's ever done damageless for all dungeons, so it was pretty interesting to see how the routing differed a bit compared to the normal run. The first hour or so is pretty similar, you BTB over to Rito Village, you do the Divine Beast there, all the normal stuff. But following that, you go register a horse and use it to go get Moonjump. Takage used this to activate some warp points around the map just so he'd be able to get there later without having to do any super difficult movement like several BTBs in a row or anything. It was quite interesting to see, so yeah, congrats on your run for GDQ. The Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash kicked off on February 11th, and the tournament organizer, Two Good Mules, sent me a few highlights that I'm going to play in the background now. I haven't had a whole lot of time to keep up with everything that's been going on with it, but people have told me they're really enjoying it and that everything's been progressing really smoothly. Round 2 wrapped up recently, and they'll be moving on to top 8 pretty soon. So make sure you go follow Bingothon on Twitch to check out their streams. And here's a look at the current bracket. On January 27th, Sly Zorua uploaded a tutorial for wall jump in Cryonis. Several ways have been found to jump over this wall in the past, but they've all had problems like you ending up stuck in ragdoll animation or needing to unequip and re-equip shield several times. This so far has been the only one that has challenged the current methods of going through Cryonis. And it saves about 2 to 3 seconds overall, which is pretty significant in a category that hasn't had a lot of changes in the past year or so. So yeah, thanks for making this tutorial. I know quite a few people have been trying to figure out exactly how it works and trying to do it for themselves, so this will help them out. And I also wanted to quickly mention that Sly has actually recently rerouted all main quests unrestricted. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time this category has had a reroute in quite a while. He's been doing runs of it over on his Twitch channel, so yeah, go check him out. On the subject of tutorials, on February 15th, Lieutenant Periwinkle uploaded a full tutorial for the Hyrule Bike challenge. This is a fairly unique category that has you use the Master Cycle to drive from one end of the map to the other, and in this video he goes over all of the places that you need to stop by for the sake of the run. I just wanted to take a minute to highlight this video because it's a very unique category. You're just using the Master Cycle, not having to do movement like you would in other categories like wind bombs, BTVs, or that kind of thing. So if that's something that interests you, go check it out. On February 9th, Abysssoft uploaded a video titled Breath of the Wild Speedruns Explained Quick. This is a 12.5-minute video explaining some of the more common techniques like wind bombing, shield clipping, BTBs, and so on. The video is not necessarily a tutorial for the tricks, but it goes over some of the history and the work involved in finding these. So if you're fairly new to Breath of the Wild speedrunning and want to learn a bit about the history, I'd recommend checking out this video. So last month I briefly covered the Damageless 100% run completed by Joe Dunn. News of this run spread fairly quickly throughout February, getting picked up by bigger gaming journalism sites such as Polygon, Automaton, etc. Joe Dunn made a 40-minute video, and it's currently sitting at 164,000 views. So yeah, that spread really rapidly after it uploaded, and I know this was a big accomplishment that he worked on for several months, trying to do this, so seeing the payoff of it blowing up and everybody paying attention to it, I know it has to feel good, so congratulations on that. And February continued to be a pretty active month for Joe Dunn. After a few days of attempts, he became the first person to finish all dungeons while playing with only his feet. But I wanted to highlight here, during one of his streams, he found a really broken glitch. Some of the more obvious things that you can see about this glitch are the fact that in the bottom right corner he has the normal map instead of the castle map. His time of day is also permanently stuck at 10:55, and whenever he tries to hold his shield out, it has no text for the name of the shield. A little bit further on in the stream, he went by a decayed guardian, and when it fell down, parts started spewing out of it infinitely, similar to the glitch that's used in the newer 100% route. So far, nobody has been able to replicate this glitch, and it seems like it could have a lot of really broken potential if somebody's able to. At least for the sake of the hundo run, if we can get this to work for the Guardian, it would save roughly 6 minutes of having to push it partway across the map, so hopefully we'll be able to replicate it eventually. While January brought us the joys of bread percent, February blessed us with a new meme run called Butterdog Dog with the Butter on Him percent. Breath of the Wild thankfully is one of the few games to contain both a dog and butter, so running off the full steam of the viral TikTok, runners began competing to see who could drop butter on a dog's head the fastest. Initially, the route would go to Kakariko to buy butter there, then windbomb over to Dueling Peak Stable to drop butter on the dog there. Unfortunately, it didn't take long before RNG ruined yet another meme category, because they found an even faster merchant that sells butter that goes by the stable. Unfortunately, the spawn location for the merchant is always random, so it had a few good days of existence, but we'll be on to the next meme pretty soon, I'm sure. Next up, I wanted to take a moment to highlight some of the combat montages uploaded this month. We have a special upload from Duplex Link where he took several viral combat videos that spread around on Twitter and did side-by-side recreations of them. We also have a new upload from combat veteran AXK titled Lightning. And thirdly, we have a video from Adverb, who has uploaded their very first combat montage. I always enjoy highlighting these combat montages just because they require such a different skill set from what's used in speedruns. So even though they may not specifically focus on speedrunning content, the amount of effort that they put into making things like this and the production that goes into the videos is really worth the recognition, so yeah, go check them out. And on the subject of combat, I also wanted to highlight a couple of other uploads from some of the game's other combat veterans. Cleric, who had a combat montage that I highlighted in my last video, has reached 100,000 subs and has uploaded a special video for the occasion. This video is a 30-minute Q&A session while he shows himself shield surfing from one end of the map to the other in one continuous shield surf. Ren Harasaki, who is a combat veteran and also a video producer for GameSpot, has uploaded a couple of videos where he reacts to different combat clips and also explains some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. This guy has been involved with Breath of the Wild and combat techniques for longer than I can think. So his input on these clips, and as well as his analysis of what's going on, is really valuable and really interesting to see. So definitely go check out those videos. Just if you have any interest in some of the more technical stuff that's going on with combat. And really quickly, I just wanted to mention a couple of videos that I missed last month. Nintendo Life uploaded a couple of Breath of the Wild videos, the first one being one praising the game for over an hour, and the second being mindless speculation about Breath of the Wild 2. I always enjoy hearing people go back and talk about their casual experiences with the game and their hopes for what's coming with Breath of the Wild 2, so if you want a little bit of background noise, hear somebody talk about Breath of the Wild and just talk about their feelings towards the game for a while, I'd recommend checking both of these videos out. And finally, here are the new world records for February. Thanks to all of you who continue to push this game further and further every day. Alright everybody, and that's all the main stories that I had for February. Thanks again for coming and watching these videos. I really enjoy editing them, and I actually did have a little bit of difficulty with this one. My memory just completely caps out when it comes to trying to preview these during the editing process, so I'm hoping to buy some more RAM soon. I have my Ko-fi linked in the description, so if you are able to donate and send any money my way to help me get some more memory, I'd really be appreciative. That's everything I've got for main news stories. Stick around to watch the collage at the end though, because we had so much good art made this month. Like, I don't know if it was Lunar New Year or if it was just people off for the holidays, but we had so much great art come in. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'll see you next month.